Hello students, welcome once more to online video class for class 10th computer applications. In the last video, I had explained about the programs on printing the series. Today we will discuss about the programs of how to find the sum of the given series. So in this session we will discuss what are the important tricks required for finding the sum of the series and how to design the programs related on finding the sum of the series. So first we will see what are the important tricks required, because without tricks series will become difficult for you, and if you know the tricks then series will become very easy for you. So first point in the important tips is the sum of the given series will be a single number. Here we don't have to print all the elements of the series. We need to print only the sum of the given series. It means we have to add all the terms of the series, and after adding all the numbers, answer will be only a single number. So we need to print only one value, that is the sum of all the elements. Second point is sometimes the sum of the all the elements will be integer value, and sometimes it will be a real number or fractional number. So by watching the series it will become clear to you whether the sum will be integer or a real number. So if you think that the sum of the terms will be a integer value, then declare int s equal to 0, where s will store the sum of all the elements, and when you find that the sum will be a real number, then declare double s equal to 0. Now for finding the sum of the given series, control the number of terms of the series using loop and use the following statement in the body of the loop. This last point is very important. S equal to s plus general term of the series, then semicolon. Here general term of the series involves the logic through which we are able to find the each term of the series. So now we will discuss the programs. First program, write a menu driven program to perform the following task by using switch case statement. Here we need to perform two tasks. First task is to print the series 0, 3, 8, 15 and 24 to n terms, value of n to be taken from the user as input. So first we need to understand what is the relationship between the terms of the series with the value of I, which controls the loop. When I is 1 we are getting 0, when I is 2 we are getting 3, when I is 3 we are getting 8. Similarly when I is 5 we are getting 24. So what is the relationship between value of I and the terms of the series? When I is 1 we are getting 0, when I is 2 we are getting 3. So 1 square minus 1 minus 1 will become 0. When I is 2, 2 square minus 1, that is 4 minus 1 will become 3. When I is 3, 3 square minus 1, that is 9 minus 1 is 8. When I is 4, 4 square minus 1 is 15. When I is 5, 5 square minus 1 is 24. So this series is very straightforward. The general term or the logic of the series is I square minus 1, where I will control the loop n times and the logic will be I square minus 1. This part we will write in case 1, that is printing the series. Now we will see what is the task we have to perform in case 2. In case 2 we need to find the sum of the given series s equal to 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 plus 5 by 6 plus 7 by 8 and so on, and the last term of the series is 19 by 20. This question is asked in ICSE 2011. So for printing the series, first we need to find what is the logic behind the elements. Since every term of the series is a fraction, so the sum of all the fractions will be a fractional number. So we need to declare double s equal to 0, that I had told you in the important tricks. Now what is the logic behind the terms? First we need to see the numerator of all the terms. 1, 3, 5, 7, dot 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 up to 19. So if you analyze only the numerator, you will find that it is an odd number starting from 1 and going up to 19. So first term is given, that is 1, last term is given 19, and the next term is 2 more than the previous term. So these are the odd numbers from 1 to 19. Now if you analyze the denominator of every term, that is 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20. These are the even numbers starting from 2 going up to 20. Now if you analyze the relationship between numerator and denominator, in every term, first term 1 by 2, it means denominator is 1 more than numerator. Second term 3 by 4, again denominator is 1 more than numerator. And the last term 20 is the denominator, which is 1 more than 19. So denominator is 1 more than the numerator in every term. So we have got the relationship also between numerator and denominator. We can design the logic in two ways. We should either control the numerator or the denominator using the loop. Wait, I have to connect the charger. Okay, coming to the point again. We can control the numerator or the denominator using the loop. If you control the numerator, then the loop will be I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 19, I equal to I plus 2. And for finding the denominator, we can simply write I plus 1. Since I is controlling the numerator and the denominator is 1 more than numerator. So the logic will become I by I plus 1 for finding each term of the series. Second method is we can control the denominator with the loop. For that, start the loop with 2, I equal to 2, and the last value is 20, so I less than or equal to 20, and I equal to I plus 2. So denominator we can control with the loop, and the numerator of each term is 1 less than the denominator. So the general term of the series will become I minus 1 divided by I. Now we will see the program. Since it is a switch case program, so we need to design the program either with scanner class or buffer reader. So I have designed this program with scanner class. Question you have already seen. So coming directly to the logic. Declaration of variables. Ch will store the choice, I is the loop variable. In n we will accept the number of terms of the series. In case 1, double s equal to 0, 0.0. It is required in case 2 to find the sum of the series because the elements of the series are fraction. So sum will be also a fractional number. So first we need to display the message. Press 1 to display first series, that is 0, 3, 8, 15 and 24 up to n. Press 2 to find the sum of the series. S equal to 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 plus 5 by 6 up to 19 by 20. We have given two choices to the users. Accept their choice in the variable ch. Now users will enter either 1 or 2. Then we need to design two cases. Case 1 for printing the series. Case 2 for finding the sum of the series. So in case 1 we need the number of terms from the user. Give a message and accept the number of terms in variable n. Now the logic I had already told you. I square minus 1 is the logic for printing the first series, and break is required in the end of the case 1. Now in case 2, I have controlled the loop with the numerator. Numerator was 1, 3, 5, 7 up to 19. So starting with 1 going up to 19, I equal to I plus 2. Now the logic for finding the sum of the series is s equal to s plus general term. Here general term is I divided by I plus 1. So first time when I is 1, we will get first term as 1 by 2. When I will be 3, then we will get 3 by 4. Similarly, when I will be 19, we will get 19 by 20. Why I have used typecasting here, double? The reason is, suppose we don't use this typecasting. When I equal to 1, then 1 by 2 will be the first term of the series. And if we don't use typecasting double, then 1 by 2 will become 0. Quotient for dividing 1 by 2 will become 0. To avoid this 0, we have done typecasting. So numerator 1 will become 1.0, then denominator is 2. So first term will become 1.0 divided by 2. So we will get the value 0.5. Similarly for all the terms, when we consider the last term of the series, that is when I is 19. So here we will get 19 by 20. So if we don't use this double, 19 by 20 will become 0. So without double, all the elements of the series will become 0 and their sum will also become 0. Now with typecasting, we will get 19.0 divided by 20. So whatever will be the value, that value will be added in the previous sum. Now this loop will run 10 times and all the 10 terms of the series will get added in the variable s. When the loop will be over, then we need to print only the sum of the series. So we will give a message, sum of the series equal to, then plus s. S will store the sum. After that break and default. Now we will see the program's result. Suppose we are entering choice number 3. So it will go to default. Now when we enter choice number 1, then it will print first series, that is 03815. First it will ask number of terms. Suppose 5 is entered, we need to print 5 terms. So first 5 terms of the series 03859 24. So we have got the result. Now for checking the case 2, here choice is 2. So it will display the sum of the series by adding all the terms. So first program is clear now. Now we will see the second program. Write a program to find the sum of the given series s equal to a by 2 plus a by 5 plus a by 8 plus a by 11 up to a by 20. It is also asked in ICSE board in 2008. Again, if you analyze every term of the given series, each term is a fraction, so answer will be a fraction. So we will declare double s equal to 0 to store the sum. Now see the numerator of every term. We have same value a everywhere. So value of a we will take from the user. Now see the denominator starting with 2, next term is 5, then 8, then 11, and last term is 20. So every term of this series we get by adding 3 in the previous term, starting with 2. 2 plus 3 we will get 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, like this it will go up to 20. So here we can control the denominator with the loop I equal to 2, I less than or equal to 20, I equal to I plus 3, and numerator is straightforward, we can simply write a. Then the general term of the series will become a by I, where value of a we will take from user and I we will control the loop from 2 to 20 updated by plus 3. Now see the program. Accept the value of a from the user in double type, double s equal to 0, like I have told you. First we need to control the denominator using the loop. So I equal to 2, I less than or equal to 20, I equal to I plus 3. Now this is the logic. S equal to s plus a by I. General term of the series is a by I, because numerator is constant in every term, that is a. Denominator is changing, so that value is controlled by loop. So when the loop will be over, each term of the series will get added into the variable s, and finally we will print the value of s along with the message sum equal to. Now we will see the result. First, let us clear the result of the previous program. Suppose we enter value of a as 2. So for 2 it will display result like this. If we change the value of a, this time I have entered 3. So accordingly the result will change. But we will get a single term after adding all the terms of the series. I think this program should be clear to you now. Now we will discuss the next program of the today's session. Write a program to find the sum of the given series. S equal to 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 up to 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n. When I is 1, we will get first term 1. When I is 2, we will get second term, which is a combination of two terms. When I is 3, we will get third term of the series, which is a combination of three terms, 1, 2 and 3. And when I is n, we will get last term of the series, which is a combination of n terms. Now see the program. First we need to take the value of n from the user. Here two loops are required, outer loop and inner loop. So I and j controls outer loop and inner loop. S will store the sum. Since all the terms of the given series belongs to integer type, that is why int s equal to 0 should be declared. Now first we need to control n terms of the series with the outer loop. I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Suppose we take n equal to 3. Then our loop will run only 3 times. It means first 3 terms we will get. So first 3 terms means 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. These are the 3 terms of the series. When I equal to 1 less than or equal to 3 satisfied, it will go inside the body. Now J loop is required to find how many terms are there in every term of the given series. So when I equal to 1, that is the first term of the series, J will run how many times? Starting from 1 going up to I. It means 1 to 1. So J loop will run only one time and the value of J is 1. S equal to S plus J. In the beginning S is 0. So S equal to 0 plus 1. That is 1. So first term 1 we have got. Now J will become 2. 2 less than or equal to 1. Loop is over. Now inner loop is over. It means this inner loop has run only one time, because in the first term we had only one element and that element was 1, that is added in S. Now when the body of outer is over, Then I will update here, I will become 2. Now 2 is less than or equal to 3, again satisfied. When I is 2, it means we are considering the second term of the series, which is 1 plus 2. Now J loop will run 2 times, starting from 1 going up to 2 and J plus plus, it means 1 and 2. So when J is 1 less than or equal to 2, it will go to the body. S equal to S plus J. Previous value of S was 1, that we had got by adding first term. Now 1 plus 1, we will get 2. Now when J is 2 and 2 is less than or equal to 2, again satisfied, then previous value of S was 2. 2 plus 2, we will get 4. So S will update to 4. If you analyze the given question here, first two terms of the series were 1 and 1 plus 2. So if you add first two terms, 1 plus 1 plus 2, we will get 4. That we have got here. Now the body of outer is over. I will again update 3. 3 less than or equal to 3, again satisfied. When I is 3, it means we are talking about the third term of the series. So third term is a combination of 3 terms, 1, 2 and 3. So when I is 3 here, inner loop will run 3 times, starting from 1 going up to I, that is 3, and J plus plus means increment by 1. So we will get the numbers 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3, these numbers are same as the elements of third term. So S equal to S plus J. So value of J, that is 1, 2 and 3. That will get added in the previous value of S. So previous value of S was 4. By adding first two terms, now in 4, these 3 terms will get added. 1, 2, 3. That is 6. So 6 plus 4, we will get 10. Now when I will become 4, so 4 less than or equal to 3, that is false. So outer loop is over. When outer is over, then it will print the result with the message sum equal to S. As we had seen, that was 10 for first 3 terms. Now we will verify the result of this program. Suppose when we enter 1 only, that is one term of the series, we will get only 1. Now when we enter n equal to 2, that is 2 terms of the series. Here sum is 4. Sum is 4 for n equal to 2. Let us see once more what was the series. When n equal to 2 means sum of first two terms of the series. So if you add first two terms, 1 plus 1 plus 2, you will get 4. That we have got. When we enter n equal to 3, it means we have to add first 3 terms of the series that I have highlighted here. So if you add all the terms, 1 plus 1 plus 2, that is 4, and 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Let us verify whether we are getting 10 or not. Now n equal to 3, we are getting 10. So it is working. I hope it should be clear to you now. Let us discuss one more program, that is the last program of today's session. Write a program to find the sum of the given series. S equal to 2 minus 4 plus 6 minus 8 plus 12 minus 12 up to n terms. Here some terms are positive, some terms are negative. First we will analyze the positive term, which is the odd term of the series, first term, third term and fifth term. 2, 6 and 12. It can form one series. Now if you analyze the even term of the series, minus 4, minus 6, sorry, minus 4, minus 8 and minus 12. Second series is very simple, straightforward. Minus 4, minus 8, minus 12. Starting with minus 4 and subtracting 4, we will get next term of the series. So it is a combination of two series. But how we can get the first series? See once more. We have 2, 6 and 12. Think how we can get 2, 6 and 12. When I is 1, we are getting 2. When I is 2, we are getting 6. And when I is 3, we are getting 12 for first series. When I is 1, 1 square plus 1 we will get 2. When I is 2, 2 square plus 2 we will get 6. When I is 3, 3 square plus 3 we will get 9 plus 3, that is 12. So first series we can control with the logic I square plus I, and for second series we can consider another variable. Start the variable with minus 4 and subtract 4 to get the next term of the second series. Now we will see the program. Question you have already seen. Since it is a combination of two series, first take the elements of the series, that is n. S equal to 0, S will store the sum of the series. M. Here we don't need to control the loop n times. Actually we will divide n by 2 and that value we will store in M. Our loop will run only M time, because whenever you have combination of two series, then every time in every iteration we will get two terms, one from first series and second term from second series. Suppose value of n is 6, we need to find the sum of first 6 terms of the series. In that case 6 by 2 will become 3. So our loop should run only 3 times, and in each iteration we will get 2 terms, so we will get 6 terms. I is the loop variable. With this loop variable I itself we can find the first series. That logic I have already told you. I square plus I is the logic for finding the first series. See once more. 2, 6 and 12. It is controlled by first series. So when I is 1, 1 square plus 1, we will get 2. I square plus I is the logic. When I is 2, 2 square plus 2 we will get 6. When I is 3, 3 square plus 3 we will get 12. So first series is clear. I square plus I is the logic. So first we need to control the loop. Loop should run m times. I equal to 1, I less than or equal to m, I plus plus. So here I is controlling the loop m times. Suppose n is 6. So m will store 6 by 2, that is 3. So our loop will run only 3 times. To control the second series, I have taken variable a initialized with -4 because first term of the second series is -4. And we can get next term of the series by subtracting 4. So update for a is a equal to a minus 4. Now when I is 6, when n is 6, m will be 3 and loop will run 3 times. I is 1, a is -4 and 1 is less than or equal to 3 satisfied. It will go to the body. Now in the body, s equal to s plus, that is 0 plus I square plus I, that is 1 square plus 1, we have got 2. 2 plus a, that is -4. So 2 plus -4 we will get 2 minus 4. So in the first iteration we have got first 2 terms of the series and they will get added in S. After the body is over, I will become 2 and a will become -8. Now 2 is less than or equal to 3, satisfied. Now s equal to s plus. So previous value of s was 2 minus 4, that is -2. Now in -2 we have to add 2 square plus 2, that is 6. 6 we have got plus -8. So 6 and -8 we have got and it will get added in the previous sum. So like this loop will continue. When I will be 3, a will become -12. S equal to s plus 3 square plus 3. 9 plus 3 we will get 12 and value of a is -12. So in the third iteration we will get 12 and -12. And when I will be 4, a will become -16. Then 4 less than or equal to 3, loop will be over. So when n equal to 6, loop will run 3 times and in every iteration we will get 2 terms. So total 6 terms will get added. Now when I is 6, this if condition will not satisfy because it will only work when value of n is odd number. So when it is not satisfied, then this line will not execute. So we will print the sum of the first 6 terms here with the message sum of the series equal to. Suppose value of n is 7. We need to find the sum of 7 terms. In that case 7 by 2 will become 3 because it will find only quotient. For 3 again it will run 3 times and we will get 6 terms. So first 6 terms we will get. Now 1 term is left. This loop will be over. Now when n is 7, for 7 it is odd number, so if condition will satisfy, now this line will run. So whenever we have n equal to odd number, then the last term of the series will be controlled by first series, and the logic of first series is I square plus I. So if you have I equal to 4 after the update, 4 less than or equal to 3, loop will be over because it will run only 3 times. But I is already updated, it has become 4. So in the previous value of S, 4 square plus 4, that is 16 plus 4, 20 will get added. That is the 7th term of the series. Now we will see the result. So when we enter n equal to 2, we are getting minus 2. When n equal to 2, it means sum of first two terms. So 2 minus 4 will be minus 2, that we have got. When n equal to 1, we will get only first term, that is only 2. So let us analyze. When n is 1, we should get 2, that we have got. Now when n equal to 3, 2 minus 4 plus 6, that is 2 plus 6, 8 minus 4, that is 4. We should get 4. Let us verify it. When n equal to 3, we are getting 4. When n equal to 4, sum of first 4 terms, 2, 6, 8, 8 minus 8 cancel. So we should get minus 4. Let us check it. Now we have got minus 4. I think this program should be clear to you now. So we have discussed all the programs for today's session. Let us do a recap what we have done today. We have discussed the trick involved for finding the sum of the series. There were 4 important points here. After that, we had discussed some programs along with their output. That is over for today's session. Revise all the tricks that I have told you and revise all the programs. After revision of the programs, solve the other programs of the sum of the series. Till then, take care. Thank you.